Hey everyone, and welcome back to our second podcast episode that we started last week. And of course, as you guys have seen, we are down one member. Our co-host Josh will not be here tonight because he is getting things ready for tomorrow, and we want to wish his sister and her fiance a very happy and great day for their wedding. So hopefully everything goes great. And things are perfect for them. As always, this is Video and Arcade Brothers, and you can see I'm joined by my co-host, my brother Rick. Rick, how's it going?
Very good. How's everybody out there? Hopefully everyone's having a good, great weekend.
Yeah, man. Everybody hopefully is having a great, safe weekend. And if you don't know what Video and Arcade is, basically it is our pod show where we talk about movies,
game,
and collectibles. Oh!
Ooh.
And yeah, so basically last week we had some great news that came out, and you can check that up on YouTube. Our episode is there, so you guys can tune into that. Yeah, so we're going to basically jump into our news and talk about everything that's been happening so far throughout this week. Yeah, we got some great stuff, actually. This week, actually, we had some pretty decent news. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to take the lead here, and we're going to talk about a new movie that is going to be hitting HBO Max, and it is a very special thing coming out of the pearly gates of Warner Brothers, and we're going to be talking about Black Canary. That it was, she was introduced in Birds of Prey. And the movie didn't do as well as they hoped, but I do think that she was one of the best parts of it, and hopefully, with this as her new film, we're gonna see more of Diana Lance, get more of her background story, and see her evolve over what's happened in Birds of Prey, So of course, returning to the role is Journey Smollett, and I know I'm pronouncing that not really correctly, but she is the girl who is playing the iconic role of Black Canary. And of course, if you don't know Black Canary, she is a superhero of the DC stature, and she uses what she calls the bird call to attack and defend herself. Of course, she is a martial artist. Her father is was, I should say, because he's not alive anymore, was a police officer, and that's where she got her her thing. So not much is known about this yet. We don't know if she is going to be continuing off where we left her in Birds of Prey, or she's going to change. We know that it's happening. Warner Brothers is blowing out the gates here, bringing us fresh new content. We know a lot of DC stuff is coming. Blue Beetle, of course, with the actor who is very, very famous for Cobra Kai, another great series. If you have not watched that film, I should say that show, and that is on Netflix right now. You guys can check out all 3 seasons, and of course, season 4 is coming out. But yeah, with Birds of Prey, the movie that came out a couple of years ago, You know, there was kind of a like and not like situation to that movie. A lot of people liked it for certain parts, some didn't care for it. But in the end, it was a film that we needed. The one thing that I think that they should have, fixed up was their title, Birds of Prey, and it goes on to include Harley Quinn into that name. I think it confused a lot of people. I think that they shouldn't have had that much of a title. I think they should have just stick with Birds of Prey, and you would have had a lot of people, getting to that name. I think that name confused people. People didn't know what the heck was going on, who was in there. But I thought it was marketed perfectly. We had a great villain. Black Mask made his appearance with Zaz. And for what it was, I really like that. Elizabeth Winstead, of course, played Huntress, which is great. Montoya was also introduced. Cassandra Cain, which eventually becomes one of the Batgirls. So we definitely had a huge push into the lore of Batman and of some of the other DC characters. Where they're going to take off, we're going to find out. Nothing has been shared yet, of course, just that it is coming. It is coming to HBO Max. And hopefully, it gets the feedback and the good stuff that DC is known to do. They've had some great hits over the last 3 years. Hopefully, they can keep this going. Of course, we have more DC coming out. We got Shazam, too. We got the Flash. We got the Batman. There's some great content coming. So hopefully, we see more of that. What do you think, Rick? What do you think of this news?
I think it's great news. I really like the character, and I love the character from DC. Obviously, she's one of my favorite characters from DC Comics,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kind of glad that they're expanding on her role. Um, I like Birds of Prey, but I think they should have focused more on the characters from the Birds of Prey comic, from the comics, instead of it was pretty much a Harley Quinn movie. So,
Mm-hmm.
which Margot Robbie did a fantastic job. She's amazing, amazing Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, she
she
does it.
she she is Harley Quinn. There's no word.
She is,
There's
yeah,
no thing about it. She is Harley Quinn.
yeah. So she obviously she did an awesome job, and I love seeing her play as Harley Quinn in the DC
Mm-hmm.
extended universe. So yeah, I think it's a great idea. I'm kind of glad that they're taking her getting her own film. I thought they were going to do a TV show, but I guess they're going forward with a movie. So hopefully they introduce some of the characters that are around her anyway from the comics.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if we'll probably see Oliver Queen
Oh,
make his appearance. I'm
if
sure.
if Oliver Queen shows up, and if you guys don't know Oliver Queen, he is the Green Arrow, my second favorite superhero of all time. If he shows up into this movie, I my mind would be blown. I want to see a live action, Green Arrow movie. I think with the show Arrow, it can be done perfectly. Follow that lead, and we can have such a great film.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I'm glad that they're DC is finally branching off, and like what Marvel's doing right now, kind of expanding the world, bringing more characters in, seeing I mean, we got a whole slate of movies coming out next year. I mean, we got 4 DC movies, so it's a pretty good time to be a comic book fan anyway.
Yeah.
DC or Marvel, like you got a whole like they're expanding, just like Marvel's got all their TV shows going on Disney Plus right now that
Hmm.
are connected to the MCU, and DC is doing the same thing too with HBO Max, where they got they're going to be doing the Blue Beetle movie.
Yep.
Uh, I mean, the Black Canary. They got the Peacemaker
Yep.
series that's going on there. So it's just an awesome time to be a comic book fan. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's definitely like we're starting to see the popularity of DC finally getting to that stature,
yeah,
just as Marvel is right now, which is perfect. I think that's what we need. The more comic book movies, the happier I am. I think there's good and bad of both companies, and I want to see more. I'm happy that with Warner Brothers they've moved on. Like in the past it was always just doing Batman. It was always just doing Superman. We
yeah,
finally have it so that they can finally branch out, because there are so many amazing characters in the DC universe that a lot of people might not know. But hopefully, if you've grown up watching the Justice League cartoon, which was absolutely incredible, that definitely pushed you into the DC lore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, when you think of it, they have tens and thousands of characters we haven't even seen yet. They haven't
yeah,
introduced because there's always that thing where it's just like, okay, we'll concentrate on Superman and Batman, which is true. I mean, they're the two of the most popular characters, but I mean, we finally got a Wonder Woman movie a
yeah,
couple years ago, so
yeah.
so yeah, it's good that they're branching off. I think it's finally they are doing it.
Yeah, it definitely is about time. Like I can understand, they want to get the one with the most money, and it's great because now they see that they can have it where that something other than Batman and Superman can actually make money. Wonder Woman proved it. The Shazam movie proved it. Aquaman proved it. A lot
Look
of
at
people,
Aquaman.
yeah, yeah. A lot of people didn't think Aquaman would actually work as a live action film, right?
Yeah,
Aquaman has a very, very ugly history of how he's supposed to look. Of course, in the earlier years, he looks like this complete loser and
yeah,
green and orange type of getup. So we have it refreshed. It's brought a new audience in. It's made people want to see more of the DC universe. So I think full steam ahead. Warner Brothers and the management that is now, keep doing what you're doing because you guys are doing right.
yeah,
Once if something goes wrong, they need to just keep going forward. I don't want them to stop. I don't want them to restart. And
yeah,
a lot of people, it's funny because a lot of people really hated the Snyderverse before his Justice League film came out, and
yeah,
now you got people who are wanting the Snyderverse to come back. I don't want to see the Snyderverse. I think that his Justice League movie, of course, was perfection. I don't like the idea that he had for part two and part three. I think that it would destroy what was made out of the movies. I think that going forward they can use bits and pieces of his universe, but I think they should completely change. And I know for a fact that the Flash movie is going to be changed to that because Flashpoint, right?
yeah,
So the future definitely does look bright for DC, and hopefully they keep pushing ahead and things turn out for them, right?
yeah.
But let's go on to our next bit of news, and Rick, take it away.
Well, I'm going to talk about a trailer that got released this week. We got our final trailer for the Eternals
Oh yeah, baby.
coming out in November. And wow, what a beautiful trailer. Awesome. Just epic trailer that
Yeah,
just got
yeah.
released. I don't I really don't know anything about the characters. I don't know anything of the world, but from what was shown in the trailer, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a huge cast. You got the villain. They're introducing deviants from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really know much about them, but from what I read, you got the deviants. The leader of the deviants, Crow. You see him at the end with Angelina Jolie's character, Athena,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then you see Icarus, which is the leader of the Eternals, fly in the air. It looks like Superman. He's shooting
He's shooting
lasers
some
out of
bolts
his
out of it.
eyes.
Yeah, he's shooting some laser out of his eyes. Definitely a nod to Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love the designs of the deviants. I don't know what they look like in the comics, but I really like the designs of them,
Yeah.
especially when they're fighting the big dragon coming out of the water. It looked like a dragon just coming out of the water, and you just see the entire team just fighting it off, and it looks pretty good. I think it's going to be a pretty epic movie,
Yeah.
and hopefully it lives up to the hype because it's like Shang-Chi's reviews have been just like through the roof. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
yeah, and I love it when either company, DC or Marvel, when they finally do something different,
Hmm.
something that nobody really. I mean, the Internals is like D plus characters, like they're like nobodies in the comics, and
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
and they're it looks like they're turning these characters into like an A plus franchise.
Well,
Like
it is crazy though. Like we saw the difference going forward with these Marvel movies, the amount of mysticism and magic and all that and a little bit of horror going into this, the drastic change compared to the first phase of the MCU, right? The MCU was more of a realistic, gritty type of crime movie, but the push now, and of course, eventually we're gonna be getting Blade. That's gonna introduce vampires,
can't wait.
and yeah, I'm dying for a Blade movie. But the difference of how it's gonna be more of that side of the world is great because I didn't think that they would do that. I thought that they were just gonna continue try to find a way to change the way that that. Maybe change the story up so it can be a little more realistic. And it's great to see that the fans are still going crazy for these movies, right? With like I
Yeah,
said, with Shang-Chi coming out, it's one of those films where it's just like it is completely different. It is more mysticism. You got dragons. You got you got the powers of the Ten Rings coming out.
yeah.
So seeing the internals, like I said, characters that even I have no idea who these characters are, never
I have
seen them.
absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I've never heard these characters, never seen them, never read a comic about them. So I'm gonna be going into this completely fresh. And yeah, that trailer that we saw, like that final trailer, was
Pretty
so
epic.
yeah, it was so good because it's so different.
Yeah,
And we basically all we know is that they're the protectors of the world, though they haven't done anything. They haven't really. They've let Thanos pretty much take over the world, kill
yeah,
off as many people as he wanted to, and of course, most of them are back because of what happened in Endgame.
yeah.
So we have there's a part in the trailer I thought it was pretty cool. Is when one of the Eternals. I'm guessing she must be together with a normal human because he's wondering why the group these gods
He's
didn't.
he's an Eternal. Sorry. Yeah,
is
he's an
is he
Eternal actually
eternal?
too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if he was or not, but like he's wondering why they didn't step up and take on Thanos, right, to save the planet. And I kind of like that because it's very different. Like I want to know why they can't get into it. It does say in the trailer that it's because of the
if the Deviants
uh,
got if they would Deviants got involved, they
yeah.
would.
But I'm trying to think about what is the giant monster that we saw. Basically, everyone was saying that it could.
Galactus.
Yeah, everyone was thinking Galactus. Like that was the first thing that popped in my head when I saw it.
Yeah,
But what is that? If for people here who don't know what that is.
it's a Celestial. You've seen
Okay.
him. You've seen them in. You've seen one of them actually. I think this one's the judge. I don't know
Okay.
the actual name, but you've seen one of them in Guardians of the Galaxy when the collector Taven was showing the Guardians when they were showing like a video and one of the Celestials is using the Power Stone to attack a planet
Okay, I
using
gotcha.
the purple Power Stone.
Hey,
The Infinity Stone.
CarrHero, how's it going, buddy? Just dropped in quick.
CarrHero, buddy.
Rick's mic sounds great. Can't wait to be back next week. I can't wait for you to be back next week too, brother.
Can't wait for you, man.
We're gonna have a blast as always as we did last week. And yeah, we've listened to you guys and your talking about how you think the show could be improved. Which was one of the biggest things was of course Rick's mic. So hopefully you guys are liking his mic. It sounds better. I can hear it on my side, and it's like life is great. The show
Do you
seems to be
guys
yeah.
do you guys hear my sexy voice?
So he's live. He's good. Stream seems to be running perfectly, but don't worry. Next week, Josh will be back with us as we talk about movie news, the entertainment news next week. But yeah, going back with Eternals, and hopefully, it being D characters in the Marvel universe, it's great that we are finally seeing a nice, great shift into something different. Because even with Marvel before the MCU was put together, the only films that we were getting were Spider-Man, X-Men mostly. We got a little bit of Daredevil. We had a little, we've had Fantastic Four. We had,
Strider, baby.
yeah,
Nicholas
we
Cage.
have the absolutely worst, the worst movies ever, Ghost Rider. We had a lot of great movies that, of course, weren't tied in because the universe didn't exist. These characters were of different companies. They couldn't bring together what they have now with the MCU. So it's nice to see that almost all the characters, besides of course Spider-Man and his side of the universe, is still owned by Sony. But at least Sony plays nice. They're not pretty much giving up on the MCU. They want to make money. So like I said, I'm excited to see the Eternals. I think that last trailer actually intensified my interest to see this movie. What about you there, Rick?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The first trailer, it was okay. It was good, but it was
Yeah.
just about the second trailer explained more what was going on.
Yeah, I found that first trailer to be kind of boring and didn't really explain anything to me. It was just kind of like there.
Yeah.
So it's great that this new trailer pushed the envelope. And like I said, it's one of those things where I think when you have great marketing and you do these trailers, you cut these trailers really good, you're gonna have
Hmm.
people excited. For like I said, for a person like me who's not really a huge Marvel guy, and I don't know much of the Marvel side. But I'm interested in seeing these characters. I like to see new superheroes.
Yep.
I like to to experience new stories. So yeah, I'm excited for this, and of course we're going to see a lot more from Marvel coming down the line. Hopefully nothing goes wrong over the next few months.
Better not be.
With rising cases. So hopefully that doesn't affect our slate, and that's the reason why we're seeing all these movies being shifted into such a big year, like with DC having 4 superhero movies next year, and it's everything's been kind of destroyed in the placement, and they're trying to bring out their movies. But they've constantly had to stop production, or they had to change the dates, and hoping to for this to be over so that they can get their profits back.
Yep.
So hopefully things go good because I want to see this. I want to see Spider-Man at the end of the year.
You damn right.
Yeah, so there is a lot to look forward to as a comic book fan. But we're gonna jump into our next set of news, which of course is our games right now. So I will definitely be hitting that right now. And of course, this past week we had a huge direct happen. And of course, if you are a Pokemon fan, there was a lot of interest and great new content coming from that franchise. And we got a couple of announcements. We got some mobile games coming out. But the one game that has interested me, and guys, I was a huge Pokemon fan when I was younger. In public school, I was the guy who was outside playing Pokemon Red and Yellow and Gold. Sorry, I didn't have Gold. Silver, and all those great games back in the day. Trying to catch all the Pokemon I can. And then
Yep.
eventually, I got to a certain point where I've gotten fed up with Pokemon. I gotten tired of it, and it basically the same set of games. I think the last one I really played was Pokemon Y and X, because it was something different and very unique. I liked the special Pokemon that you could catch that were on the covers, of course. But yeah, I fell off that wagon, and I haven't had a Pokemon game that was even close to interesting me until one got shown to us last year, and of course, I'm talking about Pokemon Legends Arceus. Uh, and that game just looks absolutely fantastic. We had like it was a 3 minute trailer that really showed us what the Pokemon Company is trying to make with this game, and I think we finally have a Pokemon game that people really want. Of course, we have Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes coming out this year. I really have no interest in playing those again. I play them for the Game Boy. I played those for the Nintendo 3DS and the Nintendo DS. Wow, and they were great games for the time, but they weren't my favorite generation of Pokemon. Basically, my favorite generation of Pokemon stopped with Pokemon Silver. I think they really should have just ended the crazy amount of Pokemon. If you guys don't know, there are over 900 Pokemon right now. That's how
Jesus.
many. Yeah, that's how many
It used to be
Pokemon.
only 100.
Oh,
Only 100
yeah,
before.
150. It used to be so easy to just pick up the names of these Pokemon. But yeah, that's just my opinion, guys. I'm not saying that you should hate the game. I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy Pokemon games, or that my generation is better than yours. I think Pokemon games are universal. Everyone has enjoyed it, whether you're young or old. Pokemon has been there. Families use it to get together. People use it for its competitiveness, and it's you're training your Pokemon. You give it special moves and stuff. You try to be the best. You try to make your Pokemon the best. But let's go back to Arceus, and basically this one is very different. You're in the past before Pokemon became man's best friend. So this definitely goes back generations. We don't know the actual year this takes place, but as the trailer shows, it's before civilizations kind of gotten to the point of Cerulean City and all that. So we're getting this fresh new take. The reason that I love this fresh new take is that it's a breath of life into a game franchise that has been following the same formula since Pokemon Red. We've had spin-offs. Some were great, some were not the greatest. But there are some of the other games aside from the core franchise that I absolutely thought was great. The two Pokemon Stadiums that came out for the Nintendo 64 were great. For the GameCube, we have two of my favorites. We have Pokemon Coliseum, which was completely different. Then we have Pokemon Gale of Darkness, which was another sequel to Pokemon Coliseum, which was a great franchise. And after the GameCube finished its production runs, and we moved on to the Wii system, we didn't really have any second type of Pokemon game that was took us away from the Game Boy franchise. I'm very happy to see something new, and like I said, I'm excited for this one. And like I said, from the trailer, you have your three starting Pokemon, which is from all generations. You got Cyndaquil, which is going to be my pick because he is the best starter Pokemon of all time. I don't care what
He's
anybody
my
says.
favorite.
Yeah,
He's my favorite.
yeah, exactly. I don't care what anybody says. He is the greatest Pokemon. We have Oshawott, and we have what is the other one? Oshawott, and there is another one.
Charmander. No, I'm just joking.
No, no, not Charmander this time. All right, so he is the Cyndaquil's fire. Um,
Wait, hold on. Wheezing.
yeah, that would be hilarious if that was your
Not
starting
wheezing.
Pokemon. That would be hilarious. But yeah, I like that they didn't create a new set of Pokemon. I think that's great. I did not want to see any more new Pokemon. I think with 900 Pokemon in the world, that's already enough for us to be catching.
Pretty big list there.
Yeah, it's a massive list. So I'm happy they kind of toned it down. But you saw the trailer. Like the world is vivid. You can run around. Pokemon are out there in the world. You can see them, so you're not running into grass and being surprised of who is going to be attacking you. There's real time battles in the world.
Yeah.
And you still have a Pokeball, which is very different. It's a very first gen Pokemon ball that you throw, and it's pretty cool. It launches like a little firework to know that you have captured your Pokemon. So I like that we finally had a wider look at the game because it showed us so much. The graphics look beautiful. The areas, the scenic areas look amazing. Like we're talking about a Switch title. Of course, the Switch is nowhere near as powerful as the PS5 or the Xbox Series S. But it is great.
Hey, no Xbox on this show, okay?
You had enough of Xbox, I see.
A little too much Xbox.
But yeah, so for a game that has system limits, we're getting something that's very very polished. And compared to the first look that we had at the game, we're definitely oh sorry, we're definitely seeing the game shaping up to be great. And of course, we finally got the release date, which comes out next year, early next year, January 22nd, 2022. 2000 wow 2000 yeah 2022. What am I talking
Yeah.
about? It is 2021. So we do have a great Pokemon game going. What do you think about the game there, Rick? You saw the trailer.
Yeah, I saw actually just before we went on, I watched the trailer because you told
Hmm.
me to check it out because of the show. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. I like it's finally changed the formula from the original games.
Hmm.
Finally, like it seems more epic in style, and I love the animation's pretty sweet. Like it's
Yeah, it definitely looks better than the remakes. I think the remakes, they look a little too Jubilee style.
yeah
And like I said, for people who have never played Pokemon Pearl or Diamond, it's great. You have that,
yeah
but I'm happy that we have a new game that looks incredible, plays incredible, hopefully,
yeah.
and with all that great stuff, like it definitely is something that I'm dying to get my hands on.
Yeah, because it has like the cell shaded animation. I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
It kind of, it feels, kind of plays and feels like the original, like
Hmm.
the original formula,
Yeah.
but more on a epic scale, like a scale.
Yeah,
Like you
definitely.
see, and the worlds seem a lot huger too, right? So,
Yeah, it definitely does. Like
and
everything seems more alive, I should put it. With of course with the previous the earlier games, you can't do much with the world because of
yeah,
of the limitations
yeah.
and the
I
style that
love,
they have it. So
I love it too. And you got, when you're facing off with another trainer and he's got his Pokemon and you can move around at the same time.
yeah, that's what I thought was cool. So it's
You
not
don't have to be in the same
yeah you're
spot.
not you're not
I was like,
stationary no more.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the one thing that I noticed too. I was like, that right there was like, yes, something different
yeah,
because you're always stationary. You're always stuck in one place. He
yeah,
goes, you go. He goes, you go. Depending if you're asleep or paralyzed, whatever.
yeah,
So it definitely feels more. I don't know. I can't even put my finger on it of what it reminds me of, but all I
Do
know,
you
it's great.
do you think it might turn away some people? Because like that style is almost like you're playing like one of the original Final Fantasy games. Like where you do an attack and you're in the same spot. You're doing an attack and going forward and going back. It's the same. It's like the old Pokemon games have kind of a same
Yeah.
format as the Final Fantasy games, right? Do you think people might be kind of turned off that they kind of went away from that? I mean, it really isn't
Yeah.
because I mean, you're doing the battles and you're moving around, but do you think people might be kind of turned off that they are not, keeping it like that, or
I think that we might have a few of the the really large Pokemon fans who might be turned off a bit by it. I think there's gonna be those people who really like the style, and it kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy VII remake and the original Final Fantasy VII. It's a completely different game, completely different dynamic, but it was still successful. And sure, a lot of people rather play the original than play the remake. But with this one, it's going to be one of those things where I think people might be hesitant at first, but yeah, they're going to be excited to try something. Whether or not people will love it, We're
Hard
gonna
to
see.
say,
Yeah,
right?
it's hard to say.
Well, Pokemon people who love Pokemon are gonna play it no matter what. I mean, Pokemon Go, how huge was that game?
Yeah, and Pokemon Go is a completely different experience.
Pokemon Go is completely different, right?
Yeah,
And
the same with what is that one that everyone's playing right now? Uh,
uh, I
yeah,
can't remember.
yeah, I can't remember the
On the
name.
top of my,
It
it's on the
escapes
top of
me.
mine, but I
It
can't remember.
escapes me.
Yeah,
Geez, what is it? I'm not gonna stop until I get it. It is
somebody in the live chat.
Pokemon Unite. There you go.
Pokemon Unite, yeah.
You know, which is a completely different style of gameplay, and people love it. Of course, that's a free to play game that you can download on your Switch.
Yeah.
So, you know, Pokemon is still as huge today as it was back in 1997. That, of course, was when Pokemon Red released here in North America. So, you know, it's strong, it's alive, and I don't think that, you know, it's going to go anywhere anytime soon.
No.
I'm excited for Pokemon Arceus, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I'm excited that we finally got a change. Definitely needed it because it was stale as hell.
Yeah.
But let's.
Well, I'm gonna throw it out there.
Hmm.
Our, two of our best friends are playing it, and they want you to play it. Yanni and Zach.
Yeah,
They,
I know.
they're
I get.
both trying to get you to play that game, and you haven't even. Come
Well,
on.
I feel thing that I haven't played. The only trouble is that I find that because of me and the way that that game is, I might not be the best person to play that game. I a lot of people said that it's a lot like League of Legends. I don't like League of Legends. I don't like those types of games.
Yeah.
I've tried it. I played it with friends. Definitely have no interest in that type of gameplay or not. So to jump in and play Pokemon Unite, even though it is free to play, I have it downloaded. I downloaded it on my system. It's on my Switch. I was going to do a live stream of it on my one night, and then it's just like I just don't have any interest to play it. I feel thing, but
Yanni and Zach had right now.
I
I hope you
know
guys are watching this show because you got to get Danny to play it
I know
sometime.
they're
Come
gonna
on.
be they're gonna be super pissed at me for that one, but I don't know. It's one of those things where a game has to interest me really to play it, and that just doesn't do it for me. Pokemon Legends Arceus, now that is what we'll be playing. That
Yeah,
Zach and Yanni won't have to worry about because I'll be
you be
playing
playing
that.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something I'll be playing about. But let's go on to your news, Rick. What do you got for us this week?
Well, I was reading. I went on the internet and I was reading an article about um, NetherRealm Studios. They're not developing Injustice 3 because the company might be sold off. I think they're in some financial they're in a financial situation right now, so
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a lot of money. So I think the company might be sold off. So they're developing actually Mortal Kombat 12 because they own Mortal Kombat 12.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're afraid they don't want to start developing Injustice 3 just in case if they lose the rights on it.
Yeah, because
So put money down on it to start developing. It costs quite a bit, right? So
oh yeah,
they don't want
it
to.
definitely is it's a huge amount of money that a company can't afford to lose, especially nowadays, with what's going on in the world, which is
Yeah,
probably what's leading this sale, right? We have things that have been postponed or moved or canceled because of the less manpower, not enough people around to get things done, movies
yeah.
not hitting the screens like they should be, and it hurts production. So yeah, I can see that Warner Brothers is having quite a bit of difficulty, especially with their movies not doing as great as they would be. Most of that has to be with the dumb decision to put everything to HBO Max, and
Same day as the
yeah,
going into the theaters and on the same day for free on IMAX because you
yeah,
can watch everything for free.
you are paying a subscription. The only trouble is that you're losing that you're losing so much money compared to people actually getting out and being able to go into a theater,
Mhm.
and that of course is you know, making these companies lose a lot of money, which is probably what's leading to this sale. And if Warner Brothers loses the rights to do, I should say, NetherRealm Studios is losing the rights to develop games based off of off of Warner Brothers properties, such as DC, which is Warner Brothers.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna lose a great game. Injustice One and Injustice Two were absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Definitely one of the best fighting games ever made.
Yeah.
And it's sad because DC has a great fighting game. Where is our Marvel fighting game? I think that's, you know, Capcom, of course, owning the rights to Marvel versus Capcom. And they were great at the beginning with Marvel versus Capcom 1 and 2. 3 wasn't
Yeah.
too bad. But I think with the newest ones, they kind of lost uh, the
The hype
light,
for
yeah,
him.
the hype and the life that they had originally for those titles.
Yeah.
So I would love to see another company take over and do a fighting game just based off of Marvel characters. Don't put any Capcom people or anything. I want to see just plain old Marvel characters do like 40 or 50 character battles
Yeah.
with the lore and the amount of awesome Marvel characters, just like how Injustice did with the DC characters.
Yeah.
I think that NetherRealm Studios is a great company. Of course, they were originally Midway, and then they had to change the name. They sold the rights, and they became NetherRealm Studios, which fits them because that it's iconic because of Mortal Kombat. I want to know though is that because NetherRealm Studios uh, is co-owners of the Mortal Kombat franchise, how is that going to work? Because both Marvel and both Warner Brothers and NetherRealm Studios own the rights to Mortal Kombat.
Mhm.
If NetherRealm sells or gets loses the rights to do Warner Brothers games, what does that mean for Mortal Kombat in the future? Yes, we're gonna get Mortal Kombat 12, but
Mhm.
what's gonna happen down the line?
Yeah, I don't know. Unless I don't know. Well, they were midway, so they own fully Mortal Kombat. Maybe that's why they're going forward with Mortal Kombat 12.
I'm not
And
sure because you got to remember that Warner Brothers, they've done the movie. They're doing a sequel to that movie, I'm sure, because of how successful it was.
Mhm.
We have the animated movies that are coming out too. So it's one of those things where what's I think there's a bigger story to that, and who owns this and who owns that, which sucks. I think that's probably one of the worst things about the world is rights to use exclusive characters
That's
or
what
or
happened.
stuff.
That's what happened with Marvel, right? And
Yeah,
and all the, they went bankrupt, so they had to sell all their movie rights
yeah, they
to
had no choice, or else
the
we wouldn't.
NFTs.
Yeah, we wouldn't have Marvel comics to this day, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Uh,
And the MCU wouldn't even be
no,
going as strong as it is right now.
no, everything basically all their crowning achievement and their lucky break was that Iron Man was great, and it started
Yeah.
the MCU. Because if it didn't, we would not have the MCU. We wouldn't have all these great characters come to life, these great movies, the TV
Yeah.
shows. So it's great that we're finally seeing, that they're doing okay, and that's where the worry with NetherRealms. I think pretty much they're going to be hurting if they lose the rights to do Injustice. Their only main game pretty much is Mortal Kombat, and you can only do so much with Mortal Kombat that comes out every 3 to 4 years, right? So
Yeah.
they gotta be very careful. Hopefully this doesn't happen. I do want to see an Injustice 3, especially since we're getting the animated movie coming out this. I think it's coming out this year, which I'm
Coming
dying.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm dying to see because the story of Injustice is absolutely incredible, and it gets done pretty much in the Snyderverse. So they took out bits and pieces of that storyline and put it into his movie franchises. And I think it's a great story. If you guys have not played Injustice 1 or 2, it's definitely a game that you need to buy. you need to play. If you like Mortal Kombat, if you like DC characters, then you are in for such a fantastic treat. One of the most solid fighting games I think we've had in years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One was awesome, but two is even better.
Oh yeah.
I think if they did three, it would be even better.
Oh yeah.
I
I really hope that they do a third one. There's still
I
so many
hope so.
characters that they can put in. The only thing that I have like my hatred with the even with Mortal Kombat 11 right now, I don't like all the guest characters.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where it looks like a celebrity guest house now.
Yeah.
I just if it's Mortal Kombat, just Mortal Kombat characters, or create new characters, special
Yeah.
characters like they used to. The same with with Injustice. I want to see just DC characters. There's so
Oh,
many to put into a game. I don't need any special like we got Joker and we have Scorpion that show up in the game. It's good. Sorry, Joker. Yeah, it was
Scorpion.
Scorpion. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's okay, but I want them to move away with that. I think that's my only gripe I have with the Mortal Kombat and Injustice games. I really don't want to see anybody other than Mortal Kombat or DC characters in their own exclusive games.
Yeah, the problem is that they make so much money off the
DLC.
DLC packs, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they put all these celebrities to get. Well, I think that's why Mortal Kombat 11 was pretty successful because they brought in Rambo and Terminator and RoboCop and
Yeah,
I mean,
just
yeah, I
crazy
totally agree.
crazy amount of characters. It's just
Yeah,
absolutely nuts.
and some of them don't even don't even fit. Like the only one I really like is Spawn. I think Spawn kind of fits
Spawn
that
fits
world.
it.
Right?
Yeah, Spawn fits the world of Mortal Kombat, but definitely not some of the other characters.
Like RoboCop, like
Yeah, RoboCop just definitely
I
does
love
not feel
RoboCop, but come on.
like I love the T-800 from Terminator, but does not
Yeah,
fit. Does not fit at
no,
all. So yeah,
I
it
mean,
definitely needs to fix that up.
oh for sure, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our collecting news. So coming, basically, this was something that was announced when the movie was released, and all of a sudden, pre-orders were up for this, and then eventually this vanished off of all sites. Pre-orders were canceled. Everything was completely changed up, and nobody knew this was actually going to come. And of course, I'm talking about one of my absolute favorite movies of all time, one of my favorite video game characters of all time. You guys know it. We're going to be talking about the Sonic the
Sonic,
Hedgehog. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the Sonic the
of course.
Hedgehog PVC movie
Sonic, Sonic,
statue.
Sonic, come on.
And yeah, so basically, like I said, this was going to come out, then it was taken away, and it's back again. So you can pre-order this. GameStop has it up on their official website. It's $59.99 Canadian, and of course you can check it up for our friends here in the States and see how much it is for you. This releases October 25th. I was able to pre-order it because I'm super excited that it's coming back. I was worried about not having it because, like I said, it was canceled, but I'm happy it's coming back. It looks great. The colors and the detail definitely look pretty awesome, as you guys can see by the photo here. And he's on top of something which I'm trying to figure out what it is in the movie. I'm guessing it might be Robotnik's ship, but I can't see the 360 around it. But the attention to detail looks pretty cool. Sonic has his lightning bolts around him, and I love his pose. Very epic pose. Definitely something that I'm excited for. And if you're a collector, and that's what the show is all about, we talk about the movie, the gaming, and collecting news here. My job here is to make sure you guys know what's coming out, and it makes you want to collect. I'm not one of those people who collect a lot of statues. I do have a few of my favorite DC characters, and I do have a few other, anime type statues and stuff like that. But Sonic, like I said, is my favorite video game character, and I love the movie. And when the movie came out, this is the one thing I wanted the most out of all the merchandise. But like I said, it wasn't available. But we finally got an actual date, set in stone. So if you guys are interested in this, don't forget to check it out on GameStop.com's website, and you can pre-order it in store or online. That will get shipped to your house, or you can pick it up in store. So it's up to you, really. I'm just happy. I love the design, love the movie. I can't tell you how much. I can go into hours and hours telling you how much I love the statue. I can't wait to do it. Of course, once I get it, I'll be doing a full unboxing here on the channel. So make sure you guys check that out. Wait for that. It will be on the YouTube channel eventually, just like this podcast is going to be up there soon. So if you're watching this live, or you're going to watch us down the road, down the week on YouTube, you can. But yeah,
When does it
what's
when does
right.
it come out? Does it
So
come out this year?
yeah, that comes out this year, October 25th. It's coming out to
Uh,
store. So, if you want to pick that up, it's definitely there to purchase. And like I said, it's something that was taken away. It's back again. People who had pre-orders probably have already pre-ordered it again, or they haven't seen it. So you guys saw it here on the podcast. It's there. You can get it now. So make sure you do pre-order your copy, or you might miss out on that thing. And then, of course, like any Sonic merchandise, you wait a couple of years, and those things are priced through the roof. So
you better run out, baby.
yeah, it's definitely, yeah. If you're a Sonic fan or a collector in general, you want a cool statue, make sure you go and get that. But let's talk about your news, Rick. What do you got for us? What's in your collectibles news this week?
Well, keeping in Marvel line, they Funko released pictures for the new the Eternal Pops that are coming out. I think there's like maybe about 12 of them. I got them written down.
Oh, buddy, there's more than 12. I'm looking at the list right now, and so is our
Yeah,
viewers.
there's a lot. I mean, you got Ajax, you got a Celestial, Dane Whitman. I think that's the character that plays Black. I think that's Black. The character is called Black Knight in the comics, so that's
Mm-hmm.
his. That's Dane Whitman, and
Yeah.
then Drogue, I believe, Drug. It's hard to pronounce it, but
Yeah, until I see the movie, these characters' names are just incredibly hard to
yeah,
pronounce.
I know he eventually in the comics, I think he eventually becomes one of the villains.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one. I think he's on like some kind of in a village area, and you see him walking up.
Okay.
Like it comes from the back shot. He has like short hair, like black short hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's playing that character. I don't know if he's because the trailers don't really. I mean, it shows like the deviants and stuff, but
Yeah, yeah.
he could be a villain in there too. So they haven't. They really didn't show much in the trailer.
No,
Um,
which is good. They're keeping it a secret.
oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got another called Gilgamesh, Icarus that we saw in the trailer. They're coming up with a pop of him.
Yeah.
Another character is named Gingo.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a weird name, but
Yeah. All
but yeah,
these, like
he
I said, all these names are just craziness.
yeah. So you got and then you got Crow, which is the leader of the Deviants that showed in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you got Macari, Macari. It's hard. It's hard to. Sorry, guys. It's hard to say these names.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
You got
I'm
another.
pretty bad. I'm pretty bad with names, so don't worry about that.
You got another character called Fistos,
Mm-hmm.
Cersei. Cersei, actually, she's the character that's with where I believe that's Icarus that's talking here in the trailer. When we were talking earlier, when they were talking about when it showed before it showed the Celestial,
Oh, okay. When they're talking about
she
why they didn't interfere with Thanos.
yeah, I believe
Mm-hmm.
she's in a relationship with Icarus from the comics, so it's that character. She's pretty cool actually. I think I had a car. I think a long time ago I had a card from her. I think
Oh, I remember those
when
cards when we used to get them in the little machine. You'd put 25 cents and you'd pop
25
them
cents.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah. I
miss
used
that.
to when we got the Marvel comics. Well, they had DC too, but we had a couple of the Marvel comics
Oh yeah,
ones.
oh yeah. The
Yeah, and
only
then sorry, go ahead.
I have to say that the only like I'm looking here at the list, and like you guys are looking with me here, the viewers here. There is a lot of exclusive pops too. It's funny. I have a love and hate relationship with the exclusives, because not everybody around the world can get these pop figures. Of course, here in Canada, we don't have Target anymore. Our Targets pretty much closed down after 2-3 years of operation here in Canada. So that is something that we miss. We don't have it, which I can see. There's a Target exclusive here. There's a Walmart exclusive, and guys, I can't stress how much our Walmarts suck here in Canada.
Can't
We
find
get
anything.
Yeah, we don't get any of the pop figures from anything. Any of the Walmart exclusives, we don't get those here. They're never in any of our Walmarts. I don't even understand. It's like they're separate world. There's a few others. There's the Funko Shop. There's of course the GameStop exclusive, which is not bad because we can get that. And there's a few other exclusive pop figures that if you're if you're a massive fan of the internal storyline and the movie, and you want to collect these pop figures, and you're in a place around the world where you can't go and get them because these are exclusive to certain places, it kind of sucks. The only way that you can actually get these is if you go to a convention, because that's where everyone from around the world, basically, that is your only destination. That's where everything that you want is in one place. Because there's a lot of people who have fears of ordering collectibles over the internet. There's horror stories. I've had it happen to myself. I hate purchasing shit online. I think that to me it's like the worst thing ever, because I can't see what I'm buying. Things will get broken, damaged, the boxes, especially the Funko Pop figures, because you're trying to collect, right? You want to have your perfect set, and
It's all crushed and
yeah,
stuff.
it comes in all crushed, and then you got to send it for a new one, and then maybe that one comes and it's like they've been playing soccer in the back room, kicking it across the floor.
Oh, yeah. Or a
Yeah,
hot potato.
yeah, or hot
Just
potato. Who
throwing it
knows?
around, right? Yeah.
Or they throw it in front of the car, they back up, crush it.
Yep.
UPS,
They
they're
sit
horrible.
on it. They took,
Yeah,
they step on it.
it's horrible. Like I don't purchase any of that stuff online anymore. I did once, because like I said, I wanted to get those pop figures. I ended up getting completely damaged ones, and then when I wanted to get new ones, it was already sold out. So I had to get rid of the ones I had and wait for a convention and pay more money to get the same pop figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, pop figures are great. The exclusivity, it kind of sucks. Of course, there's a lot of different things that are exclusive. That's what makes them rare. The only trouble is that for collectors such as myself, that's a hard one.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So are you going to be purchasing all these Funko Pops, Rick?
I'm not too sure because now I'm just concentrating just collecting Spider-Man. So I don't like. I have a few of Shang-Chi. Like I have like 3 of them, but
Yeah.
but no, I got some even like from Star Wars and Nightmare on Elm Street. And I
Hmm.
got a Jason Pop that I got signed from Kane Otter.
Yeah.
But
Awesome moment.
yeah, which is really cool. So I was happy I got that signed. But
Hmm.
no, I probably won't buy them. Maybe I might buy a few of the characters, but I
Yeah.
won't be
You won't be
collecting because
purchasing them all.
no, yeah, because the collection gets so big, right? So there's
Yeah.
so many more, like
Th-
DC and Marvel, right? There's
That
such a
that
huge
I know.
world, right?
My collection is pulsing through the doors, and
Yeah.
I got rid of most of my loose ones. So basically, the only sets, I think I've said last week, the only sets that I'm purchasing nowadays is Sonic pop figures when they come out with new characters, the Naruto pop line because I'm a huge Naruto fan, and
Hmm.
Street Fighter. Those are the only ones now that I'm wasting money to buy because there is so many. If I had unlimited amount of money and a limited amount of space, maybe I might be able to purchase all these pops. But even for me, like I said, I'm excited for the movie, but I probably won't buy any of the pops.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you're not a huge Marvel fan, right? Too,
yeah,
so.
yeah. But even still, like just as a collector,
Hmm.
it's a pass for me because that money could be going to something I actually really want,
Yeah.
and I'll make space for that.
No,
But
for sure. Yeah.
but guys, that is our show for this week. I want to thank you guys for watching. I know it was different with me and Rick only. Of course, next week we will be back to the three of us. Josh will be here. We'll be talking about all the new, yeah. We'll be talking about all the entertainment news and collecting news next week. Hopefully, it'll be as entertaining as this week's was. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the feedback to our first episode of how we can improve this one. I think we've improved on it. I think that things definitely went pretty smooth tonight. So as always, I am signing off. Rick, where can they find you, buddy?
You can find me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. It's called Nerd Central. You can come on there, and I post a whole bunch of obviously nerdy news of everything from trailers to from trailers to movie posts to anything. Anything you can find, on the internet that's nerdy, I'll post it, baby.
Nice.
So yeah, you can find me on Nerd Central.
Awesome. And of course, guys, if you like what you saw today here on the Classic Red Box, do hit that follow button. So like that, you can keep up to date when we go live, and shows like here our podcast, or you can also join me when I go live and play some video games or my shows throughout the week. There's something for everyone here on the Classic Red Box. But that's it for me tonight, guys. That's it for Rick and our show. So make sure you join us next Saturday. We'll be back to our regular time at 9 p.m. Eastern, where our co-host Josh will be here as always, and the three of us will have a blast. But have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care. Love you. And keep up with all the gaming news and entertainment stuff. So see you guys soon. Take care.
Bye, guys.